we have patients of all sizes. So you need to be delicate enough to handle, 100-gram kitten, and you need to be strong enough to hold down a 70 kg dog. So veterinary is actually a very, very diverse field. So we, as vets, have patients who are as small as like a few gram hamster or a mice, to really big, large animals, and like equines, like horses. We have cattle, we have wildlife, all of those. So all that is how broad our patient base is. We have people in different fields. We have vets who work in equine, who work in wildlife, who work in zoos, who work in large animal practices, who are primarily also employed by the government as livestock development officers in urban and rural areas. They have like a mixed practice where they see everything. So like cattle, buffalo, sheep, goat, dogs, cats, everything. We have private practitioners like myself, who see primarily small animals, dogs and cats. Then we have specialists who go ahead and specialize in just one area in a species. For example, like how I'm doing in cardiology and anesthesia. We have veterinary neurologist, veterinary oncologist, veterinary ophthalmologist who choose one particular organ and specialize in that. Then we also have a lot of people in pharma departments, so like pharma companies, in drug developments, in scientists who are doing a lot more research, who are working in One Health, in close association with humans, where they have research in zoonotic diseases, in drug developments, and all those things. So it's a very, very diverse field. You can really choose what you're really interested in, and just continue to work in that area. So there's just a lot of options in general in veterinary. You need to complete your bachelor's in veterinary sciences, BVSC. For that, you need to complete your 12th standard in science. So you need to have subjects like physics, chemistry, and biology. Give the NEET. When I was doing it, it was the MHCT. Now it's the NEET, which is your entrance exam for this, which is the same as your medicine MBBS entrance exam. The application is a little different. You have to apply separately to these universities. We have the veterinary universities in India are mostly government universities. We have just like one or two maybe who are like private institutes, but most of the veterinary institutes are government. So you need to apply directly to these universities, and you need to complete your BVSC. And since in some universities you get a degree which is BVSC, Bachelor of Veterinary Sciences, with animal husbandry. It's just how it is in some universities. And once you get your BVSC and EH degree, you can practice as a veterinarian. It's a 4-year plus 1 year of internship program. So like a 5-year total program. Honestly, the application for these universities is only based on academics. So you need to just make sure that you score well enough in your 12th. Also, you need to score well enough in your NEET for these applications. It's just based on merit. It's not, they don't check for any extracurriculars at this point. I think communication is probably the most important thing now. Probably has always been, but it's very crucial to have good interpersonal skills and just good communication abilities. We are dealing with pets. We are dealing with animals who are unable to give you information, but we rely heavily on their pet parents to give you history, to kind of also go home and treat and give the medications that we have prescribed. And also sometimes the prognosis is not so good. You have to deal with a lot of situations where you have to recommend really drastic treatment options, or you have to recommend euthanasia. And these are really difficult conversations for anyone. For them, it's like losing their child. And for you to get that message across, with them on board, um, with just a lot of sensitivity, a lot of compassion, all of these are really important communication skills that you will eventually train yourself, because nobody really comes in, knowing how to tell a pet parent that they're going to lose their dog. But these are important things that you learn on the way. But I think it's an important skill that you need to develop quite early on in your profession. Also, we face a lot of issues where there is a lot of misdirected anger towards us, which is because of the grief of suddenly losing their own pet. And all of that is not easy to deal. So you need to learn how to navigate those situations, how to navigate those conversations, and it's an important skill that you should learn early. It is a very diverse field, so you can quite early on you probably have to choose what area you like. Maybe specialize in a particular organ, like say cardiology, neurology, oncology, ophthalmology. Or you might choose to specialize in a particular species, maybe like exotics, wildlife, zoo. You can choose a species, or you might be interested in the non-clinical aspects of it, like pathology, microbiology, get into research, get into pharmacology, get into like a pharma company as well, drug developments and all those things. Also, we do have livestock development officers who have more like a mixed practice, so large animal as well as a small animal practice. A lot of their job is also a lot of extension work, where they have to actually get information from the government schemes to the farmers and the industry, dairy industry, poultry industry, and get information to these people and get them on board in terms of the herd medicine, in terms of disease control, vaccinations, and even how to improve the productivity in general of their farms. So there's a wide scope. There's equine, where you have equine racing horses, as well as stud farms. So just you just have to choose which area you like, what animal you like, whether you like a particular like a specialization in a particular subject, or a specialization in animal or clinical versus non-clinical, and kind of work your way around it. Unfortunately, has the highest suicide rates in the world. It's just unfortunate. It's because we have the highest mental health issues currently. Lot of reasons for it. One is obviously we have horribly long working hours. We are short staffed because we don't have as many veterinarians. In India, we don't even have veterinary nurses. So the entire burden of just running a hospital falls on the veterinarians primarily. Apart from that, we do have a lot of issues in terms of just a lot of harassment and abuse from pet parents. It's primarily just misdirected anger and grief, and it just lashes out on veterinarians. So we do have a lot of cyberbullying, we do have a lot of abuse and all those issues that do happen. So that affects a lot of people in general.